All right, everyone, settle in, because we're diving deep into the captivating world of Pirates of Silicon Valley. This isn't just a movie, it's a tale of ambition, innovation, and a fierce race to conquer the digital frontier. So, buckle up, and let's explore how two college dropouts managed to reshape the world with their relentless drive and a few creative liberties. The story kicks off amidst the turbulent backdrop of the 1970s, where we meet two brilliant minds charting separate courses. Steve Jobs, a charismatic visionary with an eye for design, and Bill Gates, a calculating strategist driven by code. Steve Wozniak, often the unsung hero, is introduced as the wizard behind Apple's early tech, the one writing the code, engineering, and spending sleepless nights turning dreams into reality. We quickly see how important a role Wozniak really has in the business. From the get-go, the rivalry is palpable. Jobs is determined to make a dent in the universe, viewing his work as a form of artistic expression. In contrast, Gates is laser-focused on writing efficient code, seeing computer language as a way to conquer the digital world. Their competitive spirits ignite in ways that would transform personal computing. We watch them build and rebuild as a team in California, and in Harvard, a world away, we see Gates and cohort Allen work and plan. The film cleverly interweaves the narratives, showing the origins of Apple's ethos in a psychedelic counterculture, as opposed to the business focus of Microsoft. The iconic 1984 commercial emerges, a bold, provocative statement that sets Apple apart, capturing the rebellious spirit of the era. It also underscores the core theme of rebellion against conformity. The tension is almost theatrical. You can feel the shift in the atmosphere on set. As Apple gains momentum, Jobs' relentless pursuit of perfection and occasional ruthless business practices begin to alienate those closest to him. The iconic Lisa computer and the Apple Macintosh are introduced, along with the growing pains and interpersonal drama that marked their creation. His relationships, particularly with Wozniak, are strained to the limit, forcing each of them to question where the limits should lie. Microsoft, on the other hand, gains ground in developing software for the booming IBM PC, setting the stage for a larger collision. Dramatic turns in their relationship come hard and fast, leaving the viewer hanging on what their next response may be. This period marks a pivotal shift in power within Silicon Valley, and Gates makes the most of it. Amidst all the business machinations, there's a raw look into the personal costs of ambition. As Jobs' relationships deteriorate, and Gates sacrifices friendships for strategic advantage. The narrative is punctuated with tension as key figures must make difficult choices that would change the landscape of technology and change them as people. These crucial elements become increasingly vital to highlight as the film heads to a climax. As we approach the climax, Jobs is ousted from Apple. It's a stunning and bitter moment that will forever change his trajectory and that of the company he loves. But in true Jobs style, he emerges with Knee XD, planning to show Apple and the rest of the world what they've been missing. It's a testament to his unwavering confidence. Ultimately, the film circles back to 1997, where a humbled but still driven Steve Jobs, now back at Apple, finds himself aligned, though uneasy, with Bill Gates, whose investment saves Apple from collapse. They stand at a crossroads, rivals, colleagues, and unlikely allies who have shaped the modern world of computing. And as the last scene closes, we see one final wink and nudge to the audience and viewers. But it wouldn't be right to reveal all the details, so catch it for yourself. All right, buckle up, folks, as we dive into a crucial segment of Pirates of Silicon Valley, where the stakes are high and the ambition is even higher. We're not dwelling on the opening credits or the catchy theme. We're plunging straight into the heart of the story. Our protagonist, Bill Gates, finds himself in a less-than-ideal situation, sleeping on a couch, clearly overworked, and plagued by, let's just call them, organizational challenges. But this isn't just a tale of late nights and forgotten credit cards. It's the calm before the storm. Bill is woken by a barrage of complaints, highlighting his disarray, including speeding tickets and abandoned suits. But in all this chaos, a message breaks through. Paul has left a call, promising that if Bill lands back in jail tonight, he'll be on his own. Transitioning swiftly, the scene shifts to Microsoft's humble first office, a stark contrast to the tech giant it would become. We are introduced to a looming visit from IBM executives. Gates, though looking as scruffy as ever, is now facing a pivotal moment, a make-or-break meeting with the suits. Secretary shares a warning about jail and bailing out from Paul, but a phone call gets answered anyway, adding further to the tension and stress as the meeting commences. Bill, in a moment of impulsive defiance, speeds away after the meeting with a slice of pizza, only to be pulled over and ending up in the local jail. Now, he is on his own. Switching gears, our focus moves to another key figure. The scene opens, and Apple Computer was trying to secure its future. Apple is beginning to take off. This is where we start to see the collision of visions and the relentless pursuit of innovation. But then Bill makes a move, deciding they must visit Xerox. A trip is planned. Fast forward and Apple is exploding. Money is pouring in, fame is blossoming, and a new headquarters is built. They have brought in a big name at Pepsi as CEO. All the respect, all the money to create history. But despite all this success, there's the subtle tension, a brooding unease lurking just below the surface. The scene shifts focus to the central question at hand, Lisa's parentage. It's a personal drama playing out amid the business, adding layers to Steve's character and decisions. This underlying conflict simmers as another big deal looms, the sale of DOS. The meeting at IBM begins, and what do? Give them our product. At least Steve gives them their software to test. Paul warns Steve he's a friend until Steve starts acting foolish. Steve's character continues to have conflict. This all leads to them securing DOS. Now IBM knows the software can work, even if Steve doesn't like his methods. Shifting back to the personal storyline, a pregnant Arlene is on the phone and Steve arrives. The news is delivered. He now has to do right by Arlene and his child. But Steve resists. What is the next major step for Apple Computers? He refuses to name Lisa his daughter, leaving Arlene distraught. It shows again a central piece, Apple's reputation above all. And it was always worth it. Next, Paul is seen driving to see Bill and is shocked to find him in Seattle and that he is now working for Microsoft. They have signed the IBM deal and are seen working all night to meet the deadline. How do you survive? You make them need you. Then the story jumps back to focus on Apple. How do the new products start working? At Xerox. Now here's Apple going to Xerox PARC, where Steve Jobs gets it from them. Apple has its technology now, but is it worth taking? This portion of the video ends with a dramatic, pivotal scene set at an Apple event. As our character discusses the brilliance behind the soon-to-be-named Macintosh, his wife is called. Who is it? We wonder. By now, Steve Scully is beginning his presentation on Mac and is loving that it is finally happening, and he can be part of all the attention. Then the other shoe drops. The phone call is in regard to his baby. Does the world exist beyond Apple? Will he have to make the difficult call? That's where we find ourselves now, on the precipice of monumental decisions, shifting alliances, and the personal sacrifices that come with building a technological empire. Don't miss the next episode of Pirates of Silicon Valley as we continue this wild, captivating ride through innovation, ambition, and the cutthroat world of early computing. The final segment of Pirates of Silicon Valley dives deep into the escalating rivalry between Apple and IBM. The plot thickens as we see Wozniak recovering from an accident and Jobs making the key decision to finally acknowledge his child Lisa and make her a part of his life, a detail that adds a layer of emotional complexity to this fierce competition. The film doesn't pull any punches as it depicts the growing tensions within Apple itself. The Macintosh team. Steve thinks they're the only true geniuses, setting them against the Apple II folks, adding fuel to the fire of internal conflict. Balmer and the Microsoft crew start sniffing around, recognizing the value in what Apple is cooking up. Gates and Allen hatch their next scheme, steal from under their noses, making for a dramatic race to the airport as they try to board the flight. The scene really is an intense chase scene with those clunky laptops. They're cutting corners, betting to be on time. With a blend of cunning and a bit of luck, Gates manages to meet with Jobs, giving us a taste of the real power plays happening behind closed doors. But the victory may come at a cost. When Woz finds what's been happening, he really calls out what was going on behind the scenes. Jobs can't quite deal and responds explosively. Even after the dust settles and the Macintosh revolutionizes the market, things aren't picture perfect for Jobs. The Time magazine article puts Scully on a pedestal, causing an ever-widening schism within Apple's leadership. It all boils over at Jobs' 30th birthday party. It's painful to watch as Woz walks away, declaring that Jobs has lost sight of what's important, what's fun. Ultimately, the board sides with Scully, resulting in Jobs' dramatic ouster from the very company he built. In one final attempt to strike a chord, Jobs confronts Gates, claiming he's been robbed, but Gates counters with a chilling truth that he'll win in the long run. The review ends here, but leaves us pondering, has Jobs lost what makes him, well, him? Time marches on, and Lisa has won Jobs' heart, becoming part of his new family. But what will happen to the tech industry as things shift? The film concludes with Jobs visiting Lisa. This final, introspective scene sets the stage for Jobs' return to Apple in 1997, a twist that history has already written. It is a full circle kind of end, and we cannot help but want another chapter. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.